Welcome to Sobremesa. With me today is Jake Clore.
Hey, good morning, Ruben.
How you doing, Jake? And today is another special edition of our show. We have Organization Day today, and with us today is Mariah and Isabelle. What do you guys have for us today?
So today we're going to talk about our newly founded organization here on campus called the LatinX Student Association.
Okay, and what's the organization all about?
So our main our main goal for this organization is to celebrate the culture of Latinos here at the university and to celebrate our culture, do community outreach since we are here in Detroit, and to really bring campus involvement from the students in the elementary schools and the grade schools, and bring them on campus and show them what we're all about.
Cool. Is this organization open to anyone?
Oh yeah,
Even non-Latino people?
Oh yeah, we want to be as inclusive as possible, hence our name LatinX.
Yeah, you don't have to be any, Latino culture to join. Like, it can be anyone. You can be white,
Asian,
anything.
So
just
there's
out of curiosity.
There's no test to get in.
No. You can join whatever you want.
Yeah, you can join just out of pure interest.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And why did you specifically pick LatinX as a name?
So that's a really good question, Ruben.
Thank you.
So Latinx is a kind of a new name that has come out throughout the years, and we chose it because, as I said before, we want to be as inclusive as possible. So it's not necessarily you identifying as Latinx, because Latinx is more of a gender neutral if you don't identify with Latino or Latina. But we also didn't want to come in a way that we are taking away that identity from anyone else, but we wanted it to be known that we do open our arms to anyone.
Yeah. That X is there for you to choose what you want to be called.
Okay. And have you guys started having any meetings yet?
Oh yeah, we've been having a lot of meetings.
Yeah, we started meeting back in
March.
Yeah, March.
Yeah.
So we've been meeting bi-weekly and setting up things with we met with Leo, who is
from OMSE.
Yeah.
So he's
Right.
from the Office of Multicultural Student Engagement. He's been a real big supporter of this. Also, the Center for Latino and Latin American Studies has been a big supporter of us, creating this organization on campus.
Yeah, I know in our show we had Professor Nicole Trujillo Pagan, which she's very involved with all the Latinx
Yes.
stuff, literature that's going on nowadays. And we also had Dr. Jorge Chinea.
Yes.
So he has some pretty cool stories. But
Yeah,
I know
he
he's
has
also
amazing
very
stories.
involved in the organization. Have you guys considered having him maybe as one of the members officially of the organization for marketing purposes?
For marketing purposes, we haven't. We do have Melissa Miranda Morse, who is
our advisor.
Yeah, who's our advisor for the organization. So she kind of is that role for us, but we are opening up to having an advisor of staff for our org as well. So we kind of have some perspective people in there. But Chinea is always always welcome to be part of our group.
Yeah. What are your roles in the organization?
So, through our org board, Mariah and I are one of the co-founders of the organization. We created it with 3 other people. And so, through the 5 of us, we kind of had our own election of who's going to have what part, because we wanted to be as organized as possible for starting it up, because it's really important. And so I am the president of the organization, and Mariah is
Marketing and recruiting chair.
Okay, cool. So as you roll as the president, are you the one who's supposed to recruit everyone?
That's why I'm here with her.
Okay. How many people have you recruited so far in your e-board?
In my e-board,
Yeah.
in our e-board, we
Yeah.
have actually a whole Excel sheet of classes that we have quote unquote campaigns
Okay.
in. And we have around 40 people already signed up, really interested in being part of the general student body of this org. We also have our VP, Alice Santana, who actually just got elected to be on
Student
Senate.
Oh, congrats, Alice.
Yes. You're not here right now, but we're thinking of you. And so her campaign was focusing on mental illness, community outreach, and kind of working with us side by side. We have, now that she's part of Student Senate, we do plan on doing collaborative events with Student Senate, since we were kind of one of the main ideas that she was working with on what she wants to do for the upcoming semester. So.
Yeah.
That's cool. So is she working with like CAPS for mental health?
Yeah, I don't know who she's working with yet because
Okay. 'Cause she just got elected,
got
right?
elected.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
she's new. She's a junior. So
She's a junior?
yeah,
Okay.
so she just got elected, and so I'm sure we're definitely going to be having meetings on what events we would be doing and what we want to focus on, as well as we want to, make ourselves known to other orgs on campus here as well. We want to collaborate with any other of the student orgs that are really interested in learning more about us and us learning more about their orgs.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
no, you go ahead, Mariah.
I've already met with PhilSoc. Shout out PhilSoc because I'm also part of that too.
What does that
Okay.
mean?
What was that?
What does that mean?
PhilSoc is the Filipino Society.
Okay.
So, just like them, I met with them and asked them, just for advice and what we could do to start our org. I met with the president with PhilSoc, and his name is Ethan. He let me see some of their documents of, what they're all about and like what kind of events that they do. I kind of wanted to just stem off of them because I'm half Filipino too. And so when starting this org, I already knew what it was meant to be Filipino, but then I also wanted to make this org just because I wanted to also experience, the Mexican side of me. So this is what this is all about, experiencing and learning more about our culture. One of the things that we talked about doing was even a Spanish workshop, because I know my Spanish could improve, and that's one of the things that PhilSoc does too. They do Tagalog workshops, which is their Filipino language. So that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
That's pretty. So is this organization open to work with students outside of Wayne State? For example, transfer students or anyone that might be interested in joining this organization that's not currently a Wayne State student?
Not currently. Yeah, anyone's really, when we start having our general body meetings, anyone who's just curious about what we have going on and learning more about us is welcome to come visit us at our meetings. We do have a meeting next Tuesday in the FAB, Faculty Administration Building, on the 3rd floor at 4 p.m. So anyone who's really interested in or just willing to give advice of what they would like to see is welcome to come sit in our discussions.
Cool. And what positions are still available?
I can tell you that. We still need a community outreach. We need a secretary, campus involvement chair, culture chair, and that's what we're looking for right now.
And what are the qualifications for each one of them?
Honestly, we haven't really talked about the qualifications yet, but just in my opinion, I feel just give us your time and your effort.
Yeah, we want to make kind of a discussion forum after the semester is winding down, which is in a week.
Yeah.
And we want people who are interested in these positions give us their contact information and kind of a quick proposal of what chair they would be interested in and why they think that they're qualified, and we will look over that and get back to everyone. But that's why it's important to be on our email list.
And what is your email?
So right now we're putting all the people that want to contact us, we're giving Alice Santana's email right now. Soon we will have our own org email, but for right now, the email is fz7186@wayne.edu. So if you're even just interested, just email her and tell her who you are and that you're interested in being part of LSA.
Cool. And she'll redirect you to
Yes.
you. Okay.
Yeah. She will
Or
put
me.
all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
We
Any
have
one
a
of us.
we have
One
a
of you.
shared document of who's on the email list, so she will put
Okay.
it there and we'll be able to see.
Yeah.
The email will be received.
Yes.
So has there been another Latino organization before, or is this like the very first one at Wayne?
I want to say this is the first one. I mean,
This is there have been startups,
Mhm.
but they have failed in the years. So there hasn't been an official Latino Student Association for a while
Yeah.
at Wayne State. And that's why we wanted to create one. We felt like it was a really important. We're here in Detroit. We're Southwest is around the corner. We have so many Latinos in the city as well as the suburbs that are coming here at Wayne State, and it's really important for us to network with each other and know who we are and celebrate our culture and share it with the university. And so that's why we started, because there isn't one. There's only a actual Spanish org here, and it's for speaking Spanish, and so that's not what we really are. We're more about the cultural aspect and community.
So why is that important to you?
It's important because I'm from Puerto Rico and I was raised in the suburbs. I didn't know anyone else like me. For the longest time, I identified myself as white and I just happened to be Latina. And I didn't really know what that meant for me until I started taking Spanish classes in high school and learning more about the cultural aspects. I didn't learn about myself in school. And I think it's really important for students here at Wayne State, no matter how early you come into game of learning about yourself or how late, it's really important to know, where you come from and just learning about each other. So that's why it's important to me. I want people to feel like there's another space for them here on campus to keep them here, that we accept them and that we're here to support them. That's really my passion.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of the same thing. Like, I started off school in Southwest, and then at a really young age, I started going to school in Downriver, which is mostly white people. So I grew up more around them. I wasn't able to identify more, with myself, because there wasn't any students that were just like me. There was white people, and I'm Mexican and Filipino, and you wouldn't find those type of students in my school. I didn't really get to experience or know about myself until we started the Latin American Studies program my freshman year in college. And that's when I also met PhilSoc too. So that was another thing. Once I started college, I felt like it was more of a self-identity thing, where I was able to express myself more and learn more about myself, and I felt like more of me than before. So I really wanted to learn more about both my cultures.
Especially being a Latino here in the United States, we feel this kind of in the middle ground. We're Latino, but we're also American. We identify with both cultures, but sometimes we feel like we have to pick one, and we want other students to know you don't need to pick one. You can be both, because it's who you are. You can be both, or you can be a mix, and just appreciate all the aspects that you are. And so that's why it's really important that we started this, because we've all been through the self-identification struggle. Who are we as people? And the more that we can share our individual stories, the more other people can relate and, go on their own personal journey and finding out who they are and having a good time while doing it.
So what have you found out about yourself?
You wanna
For me, when I started PhilSoc, I never really told people when I was younger I was Filipino, just because I didn't know anything about it. And I grew up with my mom's side of the family who was Mexican, so, you know, I know a little bit of Spanish, but I'm not fluent. With the Filipino side, when I started that, I, you know, was finding out more about the food. Like, I went to an event with them, it's called Battle of the Bamboos at UIC, it's in Chicago. We watched a bunch of dances that they did with, you know, bamboo sticks. Like, that's part of their culture. I was also finding more about, like, their food, and I tried pig blood for the first time, and that was actually really delicious.
How do you eat that?
It's honestly, that was my first and only time I've ever ate it, but it's like a soup consistency, and I'm pretty sure there was some kind of meat in there. I don't know what it was, but it was really good. It kind of looks like mole. Like,
I've eaten it when I
yeah.
went to Spain. I don't know if it's the same thing. I'm gonna have to ask my dad, but I think it's kind of like a type of. It looks, the texture is kind of like a type of sausage, right? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like the artery of the pig, mm-hmm. And it tastes like blood when you eat it. I mean, it's
thought
blood
it was
inside.
really good.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's good. It's just for people that are not common in eating blood, pig's
Yeah.
blood. It could be a little bit.
That reminds me of a sausage that we have in Puerto Rico called morcilla.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
That looks like that, and
Yeah.
it's so good.
my dad loves that stuff. Yeah.
It's the intestine of the pig.
The intestine of that's
Yes,
what it
it's
is.
the
Yeah,
intestine,
yeah.
and it's stuffed with the blood, and it's cooked, and so it's like kind of crunchy.
Right.
And it's stuffed with rice as well. And it's so good. I love it whenever I go over there. I have it. But it is an acquired taste.
So all of you have eaten blood.
Yes.
All right, well, I'm about to go.
No, that just means you got to try it as well so you
I-
can be part of the group.
I would try it.
It's really not that bad. If you don't think about it, you don't really know, because it's well done, you know, and it's doesn't look red. It's more black and crunchy sausage. It's really good.
You're really selling it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to you one day, Jake, without telling you what it is, and
Yeah.
you're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it.
I will call the cops on you.
So, why do you think other organizations have failed with this like Latino theme for an organization?
Well, for us, I feel like it worked so well just because I think we were all so passionate about it, and we really wanted to get this going.
We're also part of the Center for Latin and Latin American Studies, and we have major support from the center, and we have students that are passionate about it, that are interested in it. We're at a really stable point right now. We're at the universities working on changing, you know, their brand name, and so it's about time that, you know, a Latino student or it comes up too. And so why it's failed in the past, we can only assume that either there wasn't enough stable members to bring it up from the ground, because it's very difficult. Just us being able to get recognized by the university is a big milestone for us, but we have a lot more work to do, and it's very time consuming and it's hard. And if you don't have the right people with you supporting you and a student body that is interested, you got to have both. You have to have that harmony, that balance, in order to really bring this thing to life. And
Right.
so right now I think the university is at a great point of having both that balance, and so we had to take advantage of it.
So, for incoming freshmen, for example, how would you differentiate yourselves from what the Latino Center is, so that they don't think or confuse themselves that it's part of the same thing, right? You guys are your own entity.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
we are our own identity, and we separate ourselves because, first of all, you don't need to be part of the center.
Right.
You don't need to be associated with them in any way. That's why we wanted to branch out and do this in the first place, because we know that there are more Latinos here on campus. And we want to not make it so studious. We want to be more fun, be more events on the culture. We want to do more community outreach in that aspect. And so,
just something like Latin American Studies is more like academics. Like we want something more, after school thing where you can just, relax, have fun with your friends, and
learn something new.
Yeah, at the same time, like learning about your culture.
Yeah, because learning is so fun.
You heard it here.
You learn here, exactly. Learning is, I feel like I'm always going to be an academic. Like, you never know everything. There's always something new to learn, and what better than learn with a group of people that you can relate to in some way. And that's like the most fun about it. You get to hang out with people that you wouldn't see otherwise and learn something new while coming, and reaching out to the community and playing a part in Detroit, where we are, which is a really big idea for us. We want to not only educate the students here at Wayne State, but we want to be role models for students that are growing up here in the city of Detroit, and show them, you look like me, or I identify with you because we come from the same place, or we have the same culture, and you can be in my position as well. Be a support system for the young kids that are growing up, because they're the future.
Right. So are you guys part of DOSO then? Do you get funding from there?
Yeah, we're officially part of DOSO.
Yeah, we just got approved on Monday. Or last Monday, right?
Yes.
So,
So-
we're like freshly new.
So will they support you and give you funding then?
Yeah, we do have to do our own fundraisings
events?
as well,
Okay.
and that's why it's really nice that Alice is on Student Senate, because we can collaborate with them as well. But yeah, we do. We're recognized.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about maybe collaborating with the Spanish department here at Wayne State too?
Yeah.
Because I know some great faculty members that would be very excited
Yeah,
about
we do
this.
have some
Yeah.
prospective faculty members that we really want to reach out to, and that's our next step, is we want to reach out to those faculty members
Yeah,
that
who we
are
think
here.
would be a good part of our organization.
Good. I know there's another club. It's El Club Hispano.
Yeah, that's the Spanish
Can I get a translation?
language.
Yeah, that's the Hispanic club, Jake.
Oh, okay.
And they're more focused though towards studying and peer mentoring. So maybe you guys could also collaborate with them,
Yeah.
since you wanted to like teach Spanish.
Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
would
they
be
could
great
definitely help us out with that.
to
Yeah.
collaborate with them in a workshop.
And I know they also hold cultural events, so maybe two organizations could like
Yeah.
help each other out.
Yes, definitely.
We definitely want to work with other organizations.
And not just not just another Hispanic
Yeah.
org. We want to collaborate with orgs that maybe on the surface don't seem to really connect, but we find that connection. We really want to, be with other people and learn more about other organizations.
Yeah. Just like Philsoc. I know I keep mentioning that, but just because I'm, both Mexican and Filipino.
And we do have students from the center that are also part of Philsoc, and they're not even Latino.
Yeah.
But they do such a good job of recruiting that,
Yeah.
and we're like distant cousins. That's what we like to view the Filipino.
Yeah. Side note,
Community.
this is really cool. What I think, while like learning more stuff about my Filipino side, I learned that some words in Spanish and Tagalog are the same. So that's like really cool how they bounce off each other. Like even some like of the foods too, which I find really interesting.
Yeah, because they were both part of Spain at one point.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's intersections there.
Yeah. Until it
Especially
came out, but
the last names of Filipino people. They're like Spanish
Yeah.
names.
oh yeah,
Like,
I get all the time because my last name is Pino, and then people think like, oh, is it Pino? Like with the
With the Enye.
yeah.
yeah.
But no, it's just Pino.
So what year are you, Isabelle?
I'm a junior here at Wayne State. I'm starting my senior last year in the fall. I'm going to be applying to grad schools. I am a Latina. I am a peer mentor. I do research. I'm very active on campus.
What's your major?
I'm a major in psychology.
Oh, nice.
Yes. What is your major, Mariah?
I am also psychology. This is my first year where I felt like I'm getting more active. Last year I wasn't so active as much. Starting this org has really gotten me back on campus as much as I was my freshman year.
Which is important because
Yeah.
if you feel comfortable on campus, that just keeps you motivated.
Right.
I definitely feel like this organization or just something in general that you have on campus that's other than academics. It's really going to push you in other things too.
There's going to be more reasons for you to be here, for you
yeah.
to stay here late because, you're going to be with friends. You're going to learn new things. What about you, Ruben? What is your major again?
Oh yeah.
I'm so old. My major is Spanish. So, well, technically it's Romance languages with a concentration in Spanish, but that's a very long name, so just Spanish for
Yeah.
now. And
For the layman.
for the layman, yep. And I just got accepted to nursing school here. So
Congratulations.
thank you. So I'll be
so
starting
exciting.
that in May.
So you will be here on campus.
Oh, I'll be here. I'm actually looking in your little outline that you made me yesterday,
Yes.
and it says here that the secretary position is currently vacant.
Ooh, looks like we have
I,
position for you.
it seems as though you need to contact us through our email.
Oh yeah,
And
through Alice.
send us a little proposal and we will get back to you.
We'll get on that.
Ruben, you're going to be a nurse and a male secretary. You're breaking down so many barriers.
Yes, I'm very proud of you.
Proud of you, man.
Yeah, so am I.
Yes.
That's what we
Well,
gotta
thank you,
do.
guys.
Constant breaking down of barriers.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm all about. What about you, Jake?
I
What-
major in political science. It's my
Yes.
last year here. Got a couple weeks left.
Congrats.
Ooh, congrats. Are you planning on doing anything for graduation or are you just going straight to the workforce?
I'm going to be working for about a year, and then I'm also trying to go to nursing school. in public
Awesome.
health.
Congrats.
Well, thank you. I'm not in yet, so.
Well,
Yeah.
congratulations on making that decision.
Yeah, it's okay. I probably still have a couple more years left, so.
Yeah, so
So anything else that you would like to talk about from the organization? Something important that everyone needs to know?
Well, I've got a question for both of you.
Yeah.
What has studying psychology informed you about identity and group identity and things like that?
oh my gosh. I
I'll
can
let-
go
I'll let-
on a whole
Yeah, you can
Let's
take
hear it.
this
spiel.
one.
I want to hear it.
Psychology has really opened up my mindset on how you see other people as just humans.
How do you see
them-
Jake, real quick? How do you
do I
see
see
Jake?
Jake?
Do you see him as a difficult man,
Troubled.
troubled
Definitely.
I feel
man?
as though all of us are troubled in some way or another. No, I cannot. I am not certified to do a psychoanalysis right now, so I will not do that. But I will say, when it comes to forming my own identity, psychology has really been the forefront in identifying myself as a human, and then cultural studies identifying myself as a Latina woman. And so when it comes to psychology, you really you learn about, prejudices, like social behavioral psychology. You learn about how the humans interact, why we do the things we do, what affects us, both the nature and the nurture part of who we are. And so I think when it comes to learning more about who you are, you got to learn about those aspects about yourself as well. What are kind of your ways of doing things so that you can be the best you possible, right? Because we're constantly working on ourselves, right?
Right.
And that comes with that identifying yourself and learning where you come from, learning about your history. It's important to learn about, your American culture and the culture of the United States, but it's also important to learn about your ancestors and, what you're connected by. And that's a really big thing in the Latino community is, knowing where you come from and not forgetting about that. That's why I have two last names, one from my dad and one from my mom. you can trace back really far. It's quite interesting.
Is your name hyphenated as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know yours is too, Ruben.
Yeah, it is.
And so it's been a journey. It's been a journey, and that's why I love being here and bringing this organization up into Wayne State, because I want other people to also, kind of start their journey as well, because you're fascinating, you as an individual, and learning about your potentials is so important.
So if I was walking around
Yeah.
and I was a freshman
Yeah.
and I didn't know anything about anything,
Yeah.
I don't even know
All
who I am. I don't even.
You don't even need to be a freshman to not know anything.
What would be the elevator pitch that you would give me to get interested in your organization? What is your mission?
What is our mission? We want to do community outreach. We want to teach everyone at Wayne State and off Wayne State what the Latino culture is all about. We are a big population here in the United States, and it's about time that we start learning more about each other and collaborating and supporting each other as humans and as different cultures, and coming together, because that's what the United States is all about. We're a melting pot.
That's pretty good. I think I'll join.
Thank you.
So for someone who doesn't have a strong connection to what their ancestors' culture was, like my ancestors, I guess, were French, German, Slovak.
He adds one every year. I swear
He
to God.
adds one.
He adds
Mix it
another
up.
one.
It's okay.
Well,
I'm the
we
same
are
way.
mixed. We are mixed.
I'm
But
Russian this year.
But for me, who doesn't really have a strong connection to any of those, like my family assimilated long ago, no one speaks those languages anymore. Is there anything? Do I learn more by studying what my ancestors' culture was about myself, or by studying just cultures in general? Is there something special about?
I think both of those are important to do. I
Yeah.
think it's important for us as humans to learn about each other and learn about who makes up this world. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know, and that's so fascinating. And I always encourage everyone to learn more about where they come from. We're all little bits of this, little bits of that. And if you're curious,
I feel like all cultures like bounce off each other. I feel like the more you go into it and research it, I feel like the Italian language can even like I know like their numbers 1 through 10. That's all I know. They sound similar to the Spanish.
because they're Romance languages.
Yeah.
Even languages are interconnected. Portuguese, Italian, French.
Yeah, so even exploring like all their cultures, like I think you could even find out more about yours too. So like it doesn't have to necessarily be like set like.
And just because maybe your parents or your grandparents didn't pass that down on you, that doesn't mean that you don't have a right to learn for yourself out of just curiosity. It's really interesting to kind of go through that, because you always, find something that you didn't expect to find in there.
So here in the show, we often give the opportunity to listeners to text in any questions.
Okay.
And we have our first question for you guys. And it's, do you guys have any websites yet?
Oh yes, I just created a Facebook page for us, or a group I should say. So it's directly like off of my personal Facebook page. If you guys want to join and look at that, I should probably like make a separate page like for the actual org.
Because that's for members.
Yeah.
If you're interested,
Yeah,
email us.
Yeah, definitely email us. Let me know, Mariah, Pino, that you're interested in joining, and I will definitely add you to the group.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we're constantly updating it. Like, we just made an update that we were here.
Yeah, like we don't have I think we have like 15 people.
We have 19, actually.
Oh, 19?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have 19 people like in the group right now, and
We could
I don't
always use
Yeah,
more.
I don't think anyone's watching or listening right now, but
Oh, they are, believe me. This
Yeah.
is a very popular show.
that just makes me more nervous.
Yeah, so just
Yeah.
make sure you email us. I will say the email again since it's been a while. It's fz71 86@wayne.edu. So if you are interested, please let us know and tell us that you want to be part of the Facebook page and we will add you.
Great. And I think with that, we end our show for today. We want to thank Isabelle and Mariah for being here with us and telling us about their organization.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Jade.
thank you.
Our next, the next episode of the show, Ruben will be giving a traffic report.
Whatever that means. We'll have a human physiology professor with us next week, Professor Van Rickham. So stay tuned for that one.
All right. Thank
Goodbye,
you
everyone.
for having us.